Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back with a Gerda Steiner Digi, which is free if you play along with the monthly challenges, which is why I made this card. I already entered it at the beginning of February. I can't say it. But yeah, because I film in advance, I can only post it today. And I made a mask by printing it on printer paper, and you can either use the tacky over and over, or the Tombow Mono Multi Glue. Yeah, another one of those things I can't say. And I'm sorry, you can hear, I really have a cold and it's ugh. And I cut my masks on the black line, not next to it, but really you can see the little line still there. That gives you the minimum chance of having one of those white halos around it. Now I will cut it off screen a bit more. I was in doubt what to do, whether to cut my bunnies apart or to keep them together and then see how I can do the middle part. I thought I would destroy the integrity of the mask if I cut away too much of the bits in between. In hindsight, I probably should have, but yeah, I made it work. You can, if you have, I'm gonna use the mask because I want to do some distress ink blending on the background. And if you have the distress markers in the same colors, it's no biggie. But yeah, I probably should have tried and cut it apart, but you know, you live and learn. So the Mono Multi Glue has a wide and a narrow tip, and I'm using the bigger tip because then I can use the that's kind of has a brush on there. I can just, you know, ink up my mask. And the glue is non-permanent if you let it dry and then stick it. So I think I put on a little bit too much, so my layer is quite thick, and I'm covering it because get hair. Yeah, it's that time of year. They're shedding like crazy. I'm surprised they're not bald now, but this is the morning after. I did that before I went to bed, and it's still quite tacky, so I'm just using my fingers and my hand to take off some of the stickiness of my well, I can say sticker mask. And here I almost put it on the card base because I'm so used to doing that, and I was like, no, where's my stamped image? And yeah, here it is. I didn't cut it yet to size, so I'm just first I'm cutting the normal size of a card front, which is 10.5 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters, and then I'm just gonna center it up a little bit more. That's because I printed, I'm never quite sure where it ends up on the paper. I mean, I can plan it a little bit, but yeah, it's never in the middle. Let's just say that. So now the mat is the same all the way around, but there's more space on the left side or the right side, depending on stage front or yeah. Anyway, I have to cut off a little bit more to center it, and that means my mat is not the same all the way around. And I could have chopped off more from the top, but I didn't want to because I thought I would just really enclose my bunnies. And here I'm cutting off a little bit of white that I saw peeked out, and I'm putting my mask on the little bunnies, and yeah, just using post-it and my grit to make sure it's straight. And then for ink blending, I'm gonna use my brushes, and these are just normal paint brushes from the hardware store. And I have a review video if you're interested, and a comparison video with all the brushes that I have tested. And I have one per color family, so blue, green, yellow, red, I don't know. I have 6, I think, of the big brushes. And I'm using Distress Ink's Mermaid Lagoon for the sky, and I just want kind of a light halo around the image. I don't want to do the whole background. You can, of course, if you want. And I'm starting off the paper by just using the masking tape and also the post-it tape as my starting point or base. And I'm just feathering out the color. And the more layers you add, the deeper it will get. But of course, you know, I masked off the bits in between the rabbits. So you will see that later when I peel off the mask. Yeah. And to do the grass, I'm just repositioning the post-it tape. And I leave a little bit more of the blue peeking through, because you always have that little shadow edge, like when you stamp. So these will either kinda mix together or just be side by side, but no white, so that's good. Now this is when I peeled off my mask really slowly, because it was still quite sticky, and it peeled up a little bit of my Crafter's Companion paper. But yeah, just go really slowly, or let it dry longer. I thought overnight was enough. It wasn't. So I'm sticking that on my glass so I can put it somewhere safe later. And you see that now there's no blue in between the bunnies. And I tried with a mini dauber, and well, I went into the bunny, so I went to look for sorry, a marker that's kind of the same color, and then I'm blending it out with the blender pen to make it soft like the background. But of course, because I use dye inks, you know, I can't get rid of the blue on the bunny. And I so wanted the one that you see on the left to be the white one, because I thought that was more of a girly color. And I'm envisioning, you know, the bunny with the flower to be the boy giving her the flower. And yeah, I don't know why, it's just the little scene I saw in my head. So I also wanted to show you, I'm using 3 different kind of markers: the Spectrum Noir, the Spectrum Illustrator, and the Decotime cheap markers, as I call them. And you can all use them together. I mean, they all blend fine. And yeah, also different color families. Yeah, I don't care. And this one doesn't even have a color family, it's number 82. But yeah, as long as they're closely ranged together. This is PL, purple. And the other one, LV, was lavender. And I also pulled out some of my glitter gel pens, which I'm going to use later and give it a chance to dry. You don't really have to, but I like to. And I use the glitter gel pens for sequin dresses a lot, or glittery details like I'm going to use on the tulip. And now I also want to show you the Illustrator EB and the Noir's EB are completely different in color. So I was tempted to use the EB Spectrum Noirs on the white bunny, like I used the 1 and 2 for polar bears, because it's like a creamy white brown. That's called earth brown, of course, but yeah, polar bears aren't white, they're creamy, so I like that color. But I thought the bunnies are actually white, especially snow bunnies. Yeah, but yeah, this one is a white bunny. But I used brown grays for her because I thought ice gray would be too cold. I like the warm grays for alive animals, alive things, and dead things like, you know, cars or furniture. They can be ice colored because that's a cold. Yeah, there's also blue greens in the series, and blue grays, green grays. If you use those on animals, they might look like zombies. you know, you will try it once and then never do it again, unless you like zombie rabbits. Anyway, I want to say this is a freebie that you get with Gerda Steiner if you play along in a monthly challenge. It's a short month, so I filmed this at the beginning of the month, and I entered the card, and now I'm editing the video and uploading it. I will add it to the blog post. But once you have to purchase the first one if you start to play along, and it's only a few bucks. You can download it immediately and get it, and then you will get the next one free in a newsletter email that you get. So once you buy one, or you have bought one, you get all the other ones for free. Not sure if that's endless, but I've only been playing along a few months, and I'm also not sure if you skip a month what will happen, but just play along. So that's all I can say. I'm having fun. Actually, I won the gift card from December, and I spent it on more ditties. Yay! And yeah, I enjoyed it. These are so cute. And well, I'm trying to talk because I'm almost done with the coloring. I don't want to turn on the music for 2 seconds, but I've decided to cover up the little blue arm with an enamel dot later, and then I thought that looks stupid, so instead I used the enamel dot as a bow in her hair, and then I added some lashes as well, so it would look more like a girl bunny. And the sentiment, I added it while I was in Photoshop, and it says, if friends were like flowers, I would pick you. I thought that was cute. I have that as a proper stamp, but yeah, I want to make it fit on the card, so I made my own. And I'm just using a little bit of the AG green, Alpine green, fading it out with the blender pen, just so they look grounded and not floating. And then I'm using the same one for the stem. And now the gel pen, and I'm just dotting it all over. Usually I would, you know, if it's a dress, see where the creases are and kind of concentrate them in the creases. And well, it's a flower, so I just did them all over, just for a little bit of shine. And also a white gel pen, just to add a little bit of shine to his eyes. And then I thought the pink in the ears is quite harsh. See, I thought I could, like, she was holding it, but it didn't look like she was holding it, so I thought that looked stupid. And so I added a purple one to her hair. I'm sorry the camera cut out, but I mounted the panel with foam tape and added lashes with a memento marker. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!